Hey everybody, it's Jerry Norris with the Fledge for another episode of Every Damn Day. Today I got with me Effie Olive. Now I can't do my handwriting. Alofoje-Carr. Is that right?
Yes, Effie Alofoje-Carr is in the building. Hey, Jerry.
And you're with Pretty Empowered, and I'm really excited to hear where you're at, what you've been up to, get to know you a little bit more. I know we've known each other for a few years now here, and I learned a lot about you this morning in 99 Problems But a Pitch Ain't One, which you tied for first twice, and then you were the kind and compassionate person who conceded to the other and let them win. So I thought that was great. That was very telling of your character. And yeah, I'm really proud to have you on the show. And I also got a chance to practice your name, but I didn't practice it enough. But we're going to spread your name all over the place. So with that in mind, tell us something about yourself and tell us something about your project.
I love it, Jerry. Thank you. I really just appreciate the warm welcome to the show. So grateful for everything that you have been doing for the community. It's amazing. And yeah, the opportunity to pitch today was amazing. And it is more than my honor to be able to be a blessing. So love it, love it, love it. So Pretty Empowered with Effie Alofoje-Carr was birthed out of my pain. So it is a women's conference that I have been doing annually since 2018. We have recently kind of moved to my personal Facebook platform to do weekly lives to kind of give people the best things that I thought were in the conference, which is just access to people in the community and access to great products that I love. And just connecting people. It's one of my favorite things to do is connect people to quality and wonderful people. Being able to expand your network is amazing. And I just love doing that. I love connecting with great things and great people. I absolutely love it. And so Pretty Empowered came because I was a young woman who saw a need for something that was affordable, fun, relevant, high vibe, high energy, and that was a blessing. I wanted an event that women could really look back and say, man, I'm so glad I went to that. I'm bringing 2 people with me next year. It was worth every dollar and more. I got so much out of this. This stuck with me. I learned this. I met my best friend. All of that. I wanted that kind of event, And honestly, being from the Detroit area and living here in East Lansing, I wanted something that was really, really relevant to the urban community. That's why a lot of what we do just puts a lot of Black women on the map. It's my goal. And also I wanted to build a platform. So I was getting invited to do all of these random speaking engagements at churches and MOPS groups. And MOPS stands for Mothers of Preschoolers, for those of you who may not know. I have a 7-year-old. He's the cutest thing ever. He's really pushed me into a lot of purpose. But I was getting invited to doing all of these speaking engagements, but I wanted more. I wanted to see something that would help the other people in my circle, and I'm getting older. So that's kind of how Pretty Empowered came to be. It was just my brainchild of wanting to unite women, wanting to create platforms for myself and the people closest to me, and wanting to make sure that we had an opportunity to expand our networks in a fun way where, it's not all businessy and professional. We can let our hair down, very literally let our hair down, but have some fun in the process. And it be affordable, because who has $1,000 to invest always? And there's a point where that does come, but you don't always start off that way. And I don't want us to be forgotten. Those of us who need, those of us who are making, dollars out of nickels, we shouldn't be forgotten.
So there's about 100 questions now I want to ask you from, so you said a son, right?
Yeah.
What's his name?
His name is DeSavian Carr Jr. He is named after my handsome husband, and he's just handsome, and he's 7.
I can tell he's cute already. So anyways, tell us about, you said it's a women's conference. What does that mean? Is it only women who can attend? Is it, what do you do? What could someone who attends expect to see throughout the day or the days?
Yeah. At first I thought it was only going to be women who attended. And then, my husband was like, can I get a couple guys in here? So they're definitely welcome. And yeah, a couple of gentlemen have showed up in the past and really do enjoy hanging around us pretty girls. Of course you do. Like, why?
No, who wouldn't want to do that?
Who wouldn't want to do that? So what you can expect is it's a 2-day event, and the Friday evening is girls' night. It's girls' night out. So the first evening, the first year we did trap yoga, had a really cool, dope girl from Detroit come in, and we did yoga to trap music. And I know it doesn't sound like it goes together, but believe me, once you experience it, you love it. And so we did that. The whole point of the outcome was health and fitness, right? We need to take care of our bodies. But for me, honestly, the best way to get me to exercise has to do with music and dancing. I might not be doing a lot of planks and running on the treadmill, but if you get me into a dance class, I was taking a dance class for a while here in Lansing at Dance City West. If you get me into a dance class, I will move my body, and it's fun, and it doesn't feel like work. So that was the point of that.
I loved it. When you said trap yoga this morning, I was like, what?
Yeah, I know it's a thing. I know. And that was like just a whole part of just me wanting to bring in the type of culture that I need to see that I'm not seeing here, right? And so that's kind of how that came to be. The next year we did trap and paint. So again, outcome, express creativity, use that side of your brain that needs to be stimulated in the arts, but still culturally relevant. We're still using the kind of music we like to listen to outside of our 9 to 5, or maybe on the lunch break, or honestly, maybe while I'm working. That's not for you to figure out today, though. Trap music, okay? And we're painting, and we made beautiful, beautiful portraits. And again, brought a girl up here from Detroit to come merge and meet people in the Lansing area. This is the capital city. It's amazing. And so having those connections, I think, are very important. And she was able to teach all of us to really express ourselves creatively through the arts.
That's awesome. I love the connection with Detroit. I think that, we got a community, they got a community, but there's cross sections. We can define community in all kinds of different ways, right? We can, we've got shared interests, we have geography, we have backgrounds and things like that make us a community. So I belong to millions of communities. You belong to millions of communities. And I love what you're doing to build the community. I'm actually going to ask you a question about that in a little bit. But the question I want to ask you right now, well, first of all, is there anything else you want to make sure you really say before I go on to my next question?
Yeah, absolutely. So I just told you about girls' night and how fun Friday night.
Oh, yeah, you got a lot more.
Yeah, there's so much more, because on Saturday we're really digging in, right? On Saturday we're now working on the total woman. So now what we're doing is we're finding out ways that we can better ourselves through self-empowerment and self-improvement. And so that can look a various amount of ways. But when you come to the conference, these last couple of years, we have learned about minimalism and how it can literally change your life. Rochelle Crawford, who is Abundant Life with Less, has taught us so much, from minimizing our wardrobe to overcome decision fatigue, to the reasons and the science behind why clutter actually affects our physical energy. And so things like that were mind-blowing to me. We had Angie Soros teach us how to build a podcast from the ground up. So like, we have these everyday women who are making moves and making waves in their community and building a platform for themselves, taking the time out to come teach us what they're doing so we can implement those same steps and processes. Rochelle has built a successful blog. She is now about to be a published author, and she was a mom, an everyday mom. Angie has this podcast that's incredible for Black women. And that's just two examples. There's so many. Nichelle was able to teach us so much about her experience. So was Kathleen, about their experiences from culture and church and work and community, and how they made it all come together to make profitable income. It's been amazing, the stories that we've heard, and we make them diverse so that everybody can get a piece of the pie. Because again, my whole point is, if you have had some struggles, if you have maybe gone through a thing or two in this life, because this life is hard, let's be honest, you have an opportunity to let your hair down for a little bit and hear from other women who maybe have been through some similar things. We talk about domestic violence, we talk about sickle cell anemia, we talk about all kinds of different things that affect women and consequently affect their families. And so I think that's super important, because what's the point in gathering together for just fun when you're in the same space and you can talk business too, and you can talk about lifestyle, and you can talk about actual real problems that affect you on a daily basis. So that's the purpose.
Well, first of all, I can see why your husband would want to come outside of being, these wonderful, pretty black women, surrounded by that, because that sounds really interesting. And I could see where the business is fun too. So even though Friday night might be kind of the trap night and the fun night, sounds like Saturday would be a lot of fun. And to learn about that minimalism and how to do a podcast, I obviously don't know what I'm doing. So I could use some skill sets like that. So it sounds amazing. So we're going to put some information out there about it. We're going to, help you promote it a little bit and all of that. So we'll get the details out to people. But I want to go to my next question, if you don't mind. And it's the name of the show. Is there something you do every damn day that makes your project move forward in some way?
Absolutely. The answer to this is yes, yes, yes. Every damn day, I have to take care of me. And that was a revelation that came in the last year. I was running on fumes. I was running on E, and I am my brand, right? It's me. The work that I do, the gathering of the people, the curating of the lived experiences to share with other people, that happens with me as the person who's connecting it all and connecting the dots. It was in very narrow danger of not happening this year because I wasn't able to take care of me. I was not taking care of myself. So every day I'm doing something to fill my cup, to make myself feel better. And it can be as simple. This sounds so crazy, but I literally started singing again. I had stopped singing from like childhood. And I'm not a singer, not like by any stretch of the imagination, but it was literally for my own self-care purposes and personal healing. I started singing again. So every day I do something, whether if it's sniffing something very pretty, right? Or even like down to like my showers, okay? Showers are not a luxury, but they should be luxurious. So things I'm calculated on taking care of my physical body. My body is a temple of the Holy Ghost. That's what the text tells us, right? And so I'm taking care of my body because this is the body that has to carry forth the message that's been given to me. This is the body that has to connect the people. And if I'm not in health, I can't do that. And it's been a journey, to be honest. It's been a journey of trial and error in eating, trial and error of products, just a journey. But I've really been on it, and I've been calculated every damn day.
I love it. I love it. So, so then another thing that we do, so this will lead into the next question here, and it goes back to when we were talking about communities. Yesterday, Christian, who is with the Sylvan's Neighborhood Sustainable Community, wanted to ask you, who is your community and how do you help make your community stronger?
I love it. My community consists of both Detroit and Lansing. I'm a girl living in two places. And so I do my best to take care of my people in both cities. I volunteer in both cities. I am tutoring in Lansing. I'm volunteering with the Nigerian community in Detroit, doing things from the Ronald McDonald House to picking up trash. I am here in Lansing working with different organizations to give back as best as possible. And that's how I take care of it. I take care of the people closest to me. I make a calculated effort to support Black businesses in both Detroit and Lansing. I am a little bit more consistent in supporting Black businesses in Lansing almost weekly, but that's just because of proximity. I do live here, so it makes it a little easier. And I'm usually doing online transactions in the Detroit area, but that's just my way of taking care of my community, is volunteering and putting my money back in. And again, just like my self-care has been calculated, I would say over the last 2 years, my finances have been calculated in going into the Black community in both of those cities, trying to buy local even. I like buying local from farmers. We go to the farmers market every week now, sometimes 2 farmers markets, because I'm really trying to like really pour back in to what's in my, I don't know what the word is, proximity, what's in my sphere of influence, what's in my area. I don't know, what's local to me. That's been my thing as of late.
I love it. You brought up abundance earlier, and one of the principles of abundance is looking what's a mile around, a mile radius around you and supporting that and using the competencies and the skills. And I'm not saying stick to a mile, but that's just an example. And, you said earlier you elevate Black women, and before we got on the show, you showed me your earrings, and it makes me think. This is a little. I know we're being really happy and smiley, and those earrings are beautiful. Thanks for showing me them again because I got a better look this time. I just want to talk about Breonna Taylor for just a moment, and I want to, that I'm so frustrated with that, as I'm sure. You are as well. And I also want to say that I recognize as, not a Black woman, that a lot of heavy things are put on your shoulders right now.
Very much so.
And I know that it's the same with the Black men, but the women, I'm sorry, the women are always the strong. My wife is why I happen. She is my rock. She is my foundation. And I believe that women are wise, women are better leaders, that women are more intuitive, more patient, more compassionate. I don't think a woman's ever started a war. All these different things. We have a lot of masculinity problems that get really toxic. And I don't want to go down that rabbit hole too much, but I just wanted to say to you, thank you for doing what you're doing, and thank you for strengthening people that really need a lot of strength right now, or need a lot of help, or could use that help. This is not the year of the woman. With a lot of things that are happening, the burden of school is being put on the woman in the relationship. We've got one of the biggest women's rights advocates ever. Passed away a couple of days ago. We've got an attack on women from the right and from this, what's his name, 45. It's just what you're doing, I think, is super important right now and super critical, because if you're strengthening yourself and the Black women around you, you're strengthening the rest of us. So I want to say thank you before we go on to the next thing.
I appreciate every word, Jerry. You are spot on, accurate. It's really frustrating. It's a frustrating space to exist in. I'm worried about my husband. I'm worried about my child. I'm worried about myself. I'm worried about my friends. I look at Breonna Taylor. She easily could be me. Nothing that I do is good enough in white spaces. And when it is, it's actually weaponized against me. It's why I don't ever try to pretend that Pretty Empowered has to fit into that. It's inclusive. It's very welcoming. Rochelle, who I mentioned is one of my favorites, she's Caucasian, right? She's one of my absolute favorites. And so I'm inclusive to a degree, right? Because I want to create safe spaces for Black women, but I don't try to pretend that this is supposed to fit into the white people's mold because of everything that you just shared. So I really appreciate you acknowledging that. I'm really big on safe spaces. I have a Facebook group called Black Breastfeeding Moms of Michigan because I was a breastfeeding mom. And I just didn't find enough representation or help that was culturally relevant. So I'm really big on that. And I just appreciate you acknowledging that and mentioning that because it's important. It's a big deal. And the space that we're coexisting with the leadership that is going on in this country, or well, lack of leadership of the person who has the nerve to be in office right now, we need our cups to be full so that we can run forward in the work and clean up this mess. But it doesn't fall on us. It actually falls on our counterparts. So I need to be strong for me to build up those around me. And then I need those who look like you to do their work so that we can, kind of balance things out a bit. It's a lot. It's really tough.
I'm going to try to do my work. And if you ever see me not doing my work right, you can nudge me in the right direction if you want. But I'm not putting that on you. That's on me.
I love it. Thank you.
I understand that. So now, tomorrow, Alex Malone, who is actually trying to get young people of color into the gaming industry a little bit more. It's not as an inclusive space as I would like it and he would like it. It's not. It can be very bullying in just the white on white kids, but then once you add like a black or a brown kid in there, it gets even worse. So he's trying to fix that problem. So he's into esports, and his company is Proven Esports Group. and you've got the opportunity to ask him a question, which I'll ask on your behalf tomorrow. What question would you like to ask Alex?
I love it, Alex, and I love the work that he's doing, and I think that's important. So this is cool. I have a son who's interested in games, a husband who has, dabbled in gaming. So I'd be really interested to find out more about what he's doing for sure. So my question is, Alex, have you read anything lately? Is there a book that maybe that you have read that has helped you get more insight? I truly believe that leaders are readers, and so that's a big thing for me is reading. So is there any information that you may have picked up recently that might help you in that quest?
All right, so I'll ask him that tomorrow, but I'm gonna ask you that same question today. So if you don't mind, how would you answer that?
Well, I'm reading a gazillion books at a time, which is not good. Very literally, I'm reading more than one book at a time. So this one is a parenting book. And then I'm finishing up this one, which is awesome. This is Ask, Bridge from Your Dreams to Your Destiny by Mark Victor Hansen and Crystal Dwyer Hansen. And so I highly recommend this book. I told you, so every damn day I'm working on myself, right? Because I'm my brand. And I had to do a lot of worth talk this year in 2020. I had to really, really elevate in terms of my worthiness. And so I am reading to do that very thing, to answer those questions. So yeah, and then parenting, because I'm parenting in a pandemic and that sucks. It's just BS.
It's tough, huh?
Just tough.
Luckily, my grandkids will be here in a little bit today, and I'm going to get them online and all of that. But my kids are older; they're 19 and 21, so I don't have that same struggle that you have. So once again, I really admire you. I admire what you're doing, and you are to me after this conversation and getting to know you more, you seem to me the epitome, the microcosm of the strong Black woman that we really makes a big part of our society and our community. And I really appreciate you for being a pillar and strengthening that community, because strong communities, they don't need government intervention. They don't need cops coming and scaring us and pointing guns at us and all that shit. So I appreciate this. This was a good one. And you want to go out with any particular statement or anything like that?
Jerry, I'm so grateful for this opportunity to chat with you. Hi, everyone who's watching. Tune in every damn day. Okay. This is the content that Jerry is giving us. This is the content he's blessing us with. So take advantage. There's so many good nuggets that we've been getting through these shows. And so I just love and appreciate it. Thank you, Jerry, for the opportunity.
Thank you, Effie. All right. That's every damn day. It's on every damn day at 2 p.m. Also, we talked a little bit about 99 Problems, but a Pitch Ain't One. The next one is a week from Sunday, so October 4th at 3 p.m. Hope to see you there again, Effie, or maybe you come every other Friday or whatever. But come check us out. Keep coming back to every damn day. There's amazing people doing amazing things to strengthen our community.